Hey guys, so I decided to put together a MudRunner map editor tutorial to hopefully encourage you guys in the community to want to make maps. And we know that there's talent out there, so hopefully something like this will bring that talent out because maps are just as important as mods, okay? Um, Without the maps, mods are useless, okay? Without without the mods, maps are useless. Okay. And of course, there's a lot of logging maps out there. What we need is more trail maps, okay? Because a lot of the people in the community, they like to just go trailing. We don't really care about logging, okay? We 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 like to explore on these new trail maps, and the more we have, the better. The the more mods that will come out, and the uh, the more attention it'll bring to the game, and the longer this game will live. You know what I'm saying? We're really the community is what kept spin tires alive. So uh, the more maps we could get, the better it's going to make this game. And I know there isn't support for maps yet, but there's going to be supposedly they're working on the workshop for maps, and we're able to use mod or maps right now anyway. So it's going to even be better once the workshop comes out for them. But so this is basically going to be like a three-part series, if you want to call it that. Um, the first thing I'm going to go through is the first part, this part. I'm going to go through showing you how to set up the editor, how to install models, how to properly package your map so that you can install it in the game. Um, Now, in the description, I'm going to post a link to Spun and mine are our rock models, okay? And I I encourage you guys to use our models because the Big Rock A model that comes with the game, it sucks. Okay, it's terrible. That model was never meant to be driven on. Okay, the CDT on it is terrible. It doesn't match the rock at all. Okay, and you know, nothing against people that use that rock, but if it's in the trail, I'm probably not going to even play the map. You know how many you know how many maps I've made that I use that model and I'll never play those maps again. So it's my maps too. Okay. Just don't use that model. Okay. If you want to use it in the scenery somewhere, that's fine. But don't use it as an obstacle. Okay. Use our models. Not only are our models the CDT is correct on it, the CDT is an exact copy of the model. Okay, so the physics when you drive over it's going to be as good as you could get it. And also our models are low poly. So you can install a lot of them in your map and it's not going to lag the map out as bad as if you had a high poly model. Get what I'm saying? So um, so now's a good time to show you how to install these models. Okay. So go to in the description. There's going to be a link. Oh, one more thing. The only rule I have for using our models is that if you change anything on them, okay, you change the friction in the XML on them, if you change the texture on the rock, okay, you have to rename all the files. Everything. Everything has to be renamed. That way, when you want to, if we want to install your map and you have changed files, they don't conflict with our maps. You know what I'm saying? So just that's the only rule. If you change anything, you have to rename everything. Okay, just here. Once you download it, okay, you'll have a media folder. These are the files you need right here. Okay, so to rename them, you're gonna have to go through and rename all these. Okay, just put the name of your map in front of it. That's all you have to do. Okay. So to install these models into the editor, okay, take these 3 files, copy them, go to your C program files 86, Steam apps, common, and go down to Spin Tires MudRunner editor beta. Okay, open that up, go to the media folder in there, and paste these 3 folders into this folder. Okay, it's that easy. All the models are installed in the editor. You're ready to start using them. Okay, so now you can open up the editor. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is um, go to settings, go to paths, and make sure that your game path is set to the C program files times 86, Steam apps, MudRunner, Spin Tires MudRunner, sorry. Okay, that's the path you want. Okay, once that's set up, you scroll down till you see pre-build. Right click on pre-build, new terrain. Okay, so name. Okay, so when you're naming your map, it has to be lowercase Level, level, underscore, and then your map name. So for this, I'm just going to call it tutorial. Okay, now if you don't know what to name your map or you want to change the name, you could do that. I'll show you how to rename your map later. Okay, go to your size now. So right here is saying 8 by 8. All right, so 8 by 8 is a tiny map. Okay, it's tiny. The biggest map that you can make is 32 by 32. Okay, so in game, that ends up being 64 by 64. That's the amount of blocks, if you think of it kind of like square footage, right? So that's a huge map. Okay, I would not recommend, if this is your first map, I would not recommend you making a 32 by 32. You can if you want, but my go-to size for a map is 20 by 20. So that ends up being 40 by 40. If you guys have ever played any of my old maps like Terra Verde, that's a 20 by 20 map. Okay, that map, you could cram a lot of trails into a map that size. Okay, and it's not going to be this daunting task to try and complete like a 32 by 32 map. Okay, so I would recommend if this is your first map going with that size and then stepping it up later because this size is not too big, but it's not too small. It's perfect. Okay, so once you have that, go ahead and click OK. Now, when you first open a map, like when I first started my first map in this new editor, I got a bunch of errors. Okay, so I just kept on reopening it until it cleared all those errors. Okay, so it cleared itself. Okay, so just keep trying until it clears those errors. I didn't do anything to make the errors go away. They just cleared themselves. So if you have that problem, don't freak out. Keep trying until it clears those errors. All right. Um, so it's right here. It's saying could not load terrain.stg file created. Yes, because this is your first time opening this map. Okay, not a big deal. All right. Okay. So now you're in. You're ready to start working on your map. Um, before I go through all the tools and all my tips and tricks, I'm gonna go through everything and show you guys um, everything I know pretty much. But before I go that, I'm gonna cover that in the next part. I want to show you guys how to properly package your map so that you could test it or whatever you want to do. Okay, so once you're done working on your map for that session, You're going to want to rebuild terrain. This is really important. Okay. This is really important. You're going to want to do this with their live, but I'll go into more detail why you have to do this in the next videos. Go ahead and rebuild terrain and save. Get in the habit of doing that. Forget about this rebuild visible. It is pointless to me. Rebuild terrain, save. Okay. Make that a habit. Okay. So once you have saved your map, okay, you're going to want to create a folder on your desktop. So right here is the map I'm working on, and I don't have a name for it yet, so I just call it Nix-map01. So create that folder, and there'll be a media folder in here. Okay, so you'll have the classes, meshes, and textures. This is the same models from the rocks right here. Okay, so you got your rock models in here, and then you have to create a levels folder, and this is where you place your map. So go to back to your Spintire's MudRunner editor, back to the media, and then levels, and there's your map. When you save it, your map will be in here. Copy these. Do not drag them in there. You'll lose your map in editor. Copy these and paste them into your map folder that you're going to use to install the map. Okay, that's it. That's how to properly install a map, how to package it. Okay, um, that'll conclude this part of the editor. The next part, will I'll go through all the tools. I'm gonna it'll probably be another 2 parts, and all my tips and tricks for those. And stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching, guys.